Okay, so my last vlog, I told you guys I was here in the hospital, admitted for the first time at Kaiser, because I now have Kaiser insurance. So this is my first admission to Kaiser, and to my surprise, the staff have been very kind to me and compassionate to me. You know, I was expecting the worst from the staff because of all the terrible experiences I've had at the ER with being treated, you know, like some kind of criminal, drug seeker, and being prejudged just because I have sickle cell. So, I expected the worst coming in here, but for the most part, I can say that the staff here have been kind to me. So I've been in here for about 4 days now. When I first got here, my pain was at a 9. And in order for me to feel stable enough to go home, my pain has to at least be at a 5. So my pain has been fluctuating, with the pain meds. The pain, after a dose of pain medicine, my pain will go down like 1 point at the most, you know. So it's been going up and back down and up and down, but I am getting better slowly but surely. So the doctor that has been seeing me since I've been in here, she tells me that my hemoglobin is at an 8. And if you're a sickler, you're taught to know what's your normal hemoglobin. And my normal hemoglobin is a 9. 9 is normal for me, and 10 means my hemoglobin is good. So when she tells me that my hemoglobin is at an 8, and me knowing the pain that I'm still in, I suggest a blood transfusion. And she tells me that I don't need a blood transfusion because 8 is stable. And I'm like, okay, 8 is stable for who? My normal hemoglobin is 9. So what do you mean by 8 is stable? You can't judge every sickler the same, And I'm just telling her, well, in the past, if my hemoglobin has been under a 9, I've gotten a blood transfusion, to help. I mean, because when you think of all the things that help sickle cell crisis, the things that work, it's number 1 being pain management, oxygen, fluids, blood transfusions, and heat compresses, putting heat to the area. Those are the 5 things that you do. So, it's getting close to Christmas. I'm trying to get out of here, and I'm telling her what usually works for me. And she's like, well, I'm going to talk to a hematologist and get their professional opinion about it. But she was like, the risk, taking the risk of getting a blood transfusion has to be worth it. It has to outweigh the side effects of a blood transfusion. And I'm like, well, I pretty much know, as far as iron overload, that's not going to be the situation because I haven't had a blood transfusion in a while. But, either I can take X-Jade or, cut red meat out of my diet. But I'm not getting blood transfusions that frequently for that to even be a problem. So I'm like, what risk are you talking about, And she's talking about antibodies and yada, yada, yada. I won't get all into that. But my point is, when my hemoglobin is under a 9, I get a blood transfusion. And also, when she came in, I didn't have my oxygen on. I take my oxygen on and off. I was also taught from the hematologist that I've had for 20 years that you don't keep the oxygen on 24/7. You take it on and off because you don't want to get too much oxygen. Yes, there's such thing as too much oxygen. You don't want to become dependent on the oxygen. These are just the things that I've been taught. So then she's going back and forth with me with that. It wasn't an argument. We just couldn't see eye to eye. And she's like, well, oxygen helps with the sickling. And I'm like, yes, I know this. This I know. The same way that I'm trying to tell you getting a blood transfusion will help with the sickling too. But you're trying to say that an 8 hemoglobin level is stable. you can't say that for each person. An 8 is stable for who? An 8 cannot be stable for somebody whose normal hemoglobin is, say, 10. But an 8 might be acceptable for somebody whose normal hemoglobin is a 6. You know what I mean? So, basically, I'm just making this video. If you're Team Sickle Cell, please feel free to give me your thoughts on the situation. What do you think? What do you think I should do? Do you think that I should just forget everything that I've been taught from the doctors that I've had for 20 years and start just complying with these new doctors since I'm going to have new doctors? Or should I stand my ground and stick to what I know is best? You know, do I even have room to stand my ground and state my opinion, seeing as I'm new here and I don't really have a set doctor yet? You know, what should I do? What do you guys think? As far as the things I just said, as far as oxygen, keeping it on 24/7, and as far as 8 being too high of a hemoglobin to need a blood transfusion. Please, just whether you email me, reply to this message. My email is leeyahllorraine@gmail.com, leealorraine@gmail.com. So please feel free to dialogue about this with me. I would love to hear what you guys think. Once again, my email is leeyahllorraine@gmail.com. Yeah, so just respond. Feel free to dialogue about this with me. I would love to get other sicklers' opinions on the matter.